Last Sunday, we had this beautiful choir outing at the Fisher's Cabin. And I love to sing the Christmas carols, and we came to In the Bleak Midwinter. And as soon as someone had picked that carol, I heard another voice, "That is so sad." I love "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas." Da 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 da. I love that. But there is also a darkness and the sadness we face, depending on where we are in our lives, where we experience the darkness and the brokenness, where things fall apart, where we just throw our hands up. Imagine how Cheryl Redinger would celebrate Christmas. The love of her life, Wilbur, died. This last Wednesday, we had the graveside service. Sad, isn't it? I wish often not to feel the sadness, but it is real. And I tell you what about feeling, it's so interesting. Feelings are always right. It's different than logic. We all have a brain, we know the timetable, we know that 4 times 4 is... Now, you got it. What is 8 times 8? Well, 12 times 12. Okay. Yay! You are amazing, really. Now, it's different with feelings. Feelings, if I would say 4 times 4 is 15. Wrong. Feelings are different. Feelings are always true. If you're sad, you're sad. It's not wrong to be sad. It's just sadness, grieving, it's there. And the only way that helps with grieving is grieving. It doesn't go away unless you feel it. Now you kind of try to brush it away, you try to medicate it away, you try to go to parties and all, you still come back home and you still feel sad because something is broken, something is sad. And it's okay to feel those feelings, and it's important to feel those feelings because if you bottle them up, try to hold them in, they're not going away, they're just lingering there. They're just bottled up and they want to come out. So feelings, feel them. That's what a lovely friend and counselor and therapist says. Ask them for their feelings, especially for the children, how they feel. It's important. And important for the children to learn, and I think often for us as grown-ups, is to name the feelings, to name them. I really want that. I envy that. Feel the envy. And put a name to it. That way you know what it is. Or, that disgusts me. Or, and you know all the plethora of feelings. They're all there. They're right to feel. And it's important to feel them. Now, as much as we focus on the light, as much as we want the light, reality, life is tough, is rough, is dark, is just bruises and bumps. And I haven't found a person yet who has not been wounded or who has not suffered or is not struggling in one or another area, depending on where and how they're on their life's journey. Why do we celebrate Christmas in the darkest season? Good reason. Actually, you know who set the date for Christmas on December 25th? When they determined it? They didn't do the radio dating of Jesus' bones and so on and went back counting December 25th in the year 0. No. Interesting thing, the Christmas day was set in the 300s, so 300 years after Jesus lived. They said, Christmas birth should be December 25th, during the darkest most lonely, brokenness, when you may feel like, for a reason. Now, Easter, they always knew, because Easter came right at the beginning. That was always clear. So what I invite you to is, today, when it comes to peace, peace in our hearts, peace in our relationships, peace in the world, it always starts with ourselves. It comes back to here. And as St. Augustine said, there is a restlessness, there is an anxiousness, there is something wobbling in us, a restlessness. And that does not come to peace until we find some greater peace, peace in God. And how do we get there? Or, anxiety, this worry thing, that's contagious. I grew up, we had a backyard chicken coop. And at night, sometimes I forgot to feed the chickens, so I felt so guilty. They were all asleep already. So I went in the chicken coop, I put some corn in there, but they all were asleep already. So I tried to wake them up. Yes. I woke one chicken up and it started like, well, as soon as one chicken is up, the next chicken is, and soon the whole chicken coop is sounding. So it's contagious. So it's the same with our anxiety when we worry. When you go into a room of people who are anxious and concerned, it's really hard to stay centered and peaceful and grounded and say like, okay, let's breathe deeply. Let's center. Let's focus on our body, our breath. So what in Eastern tradition is called mindfulness, we have in our Christian tradition too. Think of Elijah on the mountain. Earthquake, volcano, tornado, hurricane. God is not coming in any of those. God coming in the sheer silence. When we pay attention to our body, when we calm down, when we breathe deeply. Or Psalm 46:10, it says, anyone remembers that? Be still and know that I'm God. There is something about a deep stillness that comes when we're able to let go, when we breathe, when we open up, when we're present to the living God. My mother had a favorite Christmas carol, and it's deeply meaningful to me too. And it always made her, she always was moved when she sang it. And it's a German one, and it doesn't have a translation that really works well. But it starts with, what does it start? Okay. Ich stehe an deiner Krippe hier. Ich stehe an deiner Krippen here. So let me try to sing the last verse, because that's when she was close to tearing up, because it was so meaningful and moving to her. Eins aber hoff ich, willst du mir, mein Heiland, nicht versagen, dass ich dich möge für und für in bei und an mir tragen. So lass mich doch dein Kräblein sein, komm, komm und lege bei mir ein, dich und all deine Freuden. Now, it's a deep, and you hear a minor note in there. That's the sadness that doesn't go away. And you know this season is often bittersweet. It's sometimes the sadness over the lostness, lost home, lost love and all. And it's also the promise and the hope for the light to come and to shine into that darkness. And this verse expresses that. Let my heart be the manger into which you will be born again this season.